Hello and welcome everyone to Variety Stick, and we back again for another unboxing and review video. And today we have the TCL 50XE 5G, one of the most affordable 5G phone you can find in the market as the time I'm recording the video. If you want to know more about this phone, you make sure to give me thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and without any further ado, let's find out. Now, the TCL 50XE available to buy with all TracFone brands such as TracFone itself, Toto Wireless or Toto by Verizon, recently changed the name from Toto by Verizon and going back to the original name Toto Wireless, but they still have the Toto by Verizon logo on the box, and Simple Mobile, SafeLink, Straight Talk. Also the phone available through Verizon itself, and the price will be $99. But if you buy the phone with TracFone brands such as Toto Wireless, it will cost you $79, and this is how much I spent on the phone. Also, let's take a quick look on the main specifications. Starting with the display, we have TFT LCD, which is not really promising for the display. We will check this later on the video. 6.6 the size of the screen with 269 ppi. We have 90 Hz refresh rate, and ratio for the screen is going to be 20:9. The resolution is going to be 720 or 720 by 1612, which is only high definition. It seems like from the specs, the display is not very promising. Moving to the operating system, we have Android 14, and this will be considered customized Android by TCL. So we have TCL UI version 7. Now moving to the hardware, we have a processor from MediaTek this time around, MT6835V, 1.8 GHz octa-core, Dimensity 6100. The internal storage in the phone will be 128 gigs, which is very decent, and the phone has 4 GB of RAM. Also, this phone supports 5G Verizon network. Now for the cameras, we have a triple camera for this phone. The main sensor on the back will be 50 megapixel, support HDR, Google Lens and AI, which is something nice. It seems like the specs of the camera looks decent, but we will check the actual performance at the end of the video. And this phone also capable to record video only with 1080p at 30 fps, which is very disappointing for the people who want to use the phone to record videos. And also we have ultra wide 5 megapixel, which is something nice to see. 2 megapixel depth sensor, give you 2 optical zoom and maximum digital zoom up to 4x. The front facing camera is going to be 8 megapixel, able to record video at 1080p at 30 fps. Also very disappointing, but the front facing camera has portrait mode. Lastly, the battery, we have 5010 milliampere, which is very good size battery for this phone, able to charge at 18 watt speed, which is very decent in my opinion based on price of this phone. The phone also offer NFC. The phone, by the way, has headphone jack, but the phone is not water resistant. And now let's do the unboxing, have a first look and my first impression on the device. This is the main look of the box. It's going to show you very clear image for how the phone is going to look from the front with some of the main specification and what the box is included. So let's go ahead and open the box, and we're going to see another box inside this box. Set this on the side, take the plastic lid, and the first thing you're going to see, which is the phone itself. Seems like the phone has very decent size. We go ahead, take it out. Also have another look on the device. Seems like I'm very impressed the way the phone look and the design of the phone from the back. So here we have triple camera and flash, so we're gonna have 2 cameras over here with flash, and the main sensor, the 50 megapixels, is gonna be on the top, which is make the phone has very unique look to it. We're gonna set the phone and we will back to the phone itself. But before that, let's go ahead and check and see what's inside the box. First thing, we're going to see the IMEI information, SIM card information. In case you purchase the phone and you're willing to activate the phone, you call your provider. And also, we're going to see the wall brick, and this is 18 watt of a quick charging, which is something nice to see because most of the phones you no longer get a charger in the box. And then we're gonna have USB-A to USB-C cable, and we have some guides manual, as you guys can see, and we have also SIM ejector tool, and that's pretty much it, everything inside the box. Now moving back to the phone, let's go ahead and remove the screen protector and have a first look on the front of the phone. We're gonna see the camera here, and also if we take a look on the bottom of the phone, we're going to see headphone jack, microphone, and the C-type place to charge the phone, and a speaker. From the side, we're going to have power key, dedicated fingerprint, and the phone also has face unlock, volume up down key, and also we have another protector on the back. Let's go ahead and remove this. And also we have a warning here. It says do not remove the back of the phone. It's not removable in case if you decide that you want to replace the battery. You have to take the phone to a professional. Let me go ahead now, remove this. And there we go. We're going to see the TCL logo. And this color is absolutely gorgeous. The way the phone looks from the back, absolutely unique, and the phone look so beautiful. Also we have a protector for the camera. Let's just remove it. The phone made out of plastic, as you guys can see, but the phone feels very nice in the hands, and it looks like very elegant, and it has identity for TCL, and I like the way the phone look. But it's more important to see the actual performance of the phone. For that reason, we're gonna turn the phone on. I'm gonna spend time, check basically everything, the performance, the camera, the display, and other things, and we will come back with more details.
2,000 years later.
Now after spending 2 days with TCL 50XE, I'm gonna go ahead and kick off with the design and build construction. Now speaking of the design, I like the way the phone look. The phone look elegant and beautiful, and a lot of people have seen the phone. They were very impressed the way the phone look. Now I have some comments on the design itself, back to the sharp edges over here. So some people, they may be bothered by the sharp edges, especially if you grab the phone in your hands for a long time and the phone is not going to be comfy in your hands. But I have seen so many phones do the same design, so I don't have much complaint, especially if you buy a phone case that will fix the issue. Overall, speaking about the design, the phone look absolutely gorgeous. The way the camera over here look stunning. My main issues with the build construction of this device, starting with a plastic lens over here, and that's going to be all plastic, and that's going to be very easy to get scratched, especially if you put your phone in your pocket. So you have to have something to protect this if you don't want any scratches on the camera lens. In addition to this, also we have noticed that the back of the phone has a gap between the back cover and the battery. Maybe that's something very difficult to show in the camera, but if you take a closer look, I feel like I'm clicking on something over here, and that reflects bad quality for the build construction of the device. Other than that, I don't have much complaint. As I said, I love the way the phone look. Also, the phone has a fingerprint, and it seems like work with no issues. Not the fastest I have seen, but it will does the job with no issues. Now moving to the phone display, I have two main issues with the display. Speaking of, TCL as a company makes gorgeous TV using TFT on a budget phone like this. Yes, I know the phone is not expensive, but at the same time we have seen phone from Moto use IPS LCD. The display looks a lot better. Despite the fact that the TCL have a Next Vision application, I tried to go and play and get the best out of it. I was not able to get the best result due to the TFT display. My main issue with this display, it feels like it's washed out. Color are not vivid in this display. The brightness level is good in my opinion, so the phone is very bright, and it has technology also to help you see the phone outdoor if you expose to the sun, which is some nice addition. At the end of the day, this is not expensive device. You guys need to put that in your consideration when you buy a budget phone like the TCL. The second issue I have, the refresh rate should be 90 Hz, but the refresh rate doesn't seem like it's 90 Hz. I feel the phone is very sluggish, maybe due to the main processor in the phone, or the operating system is not optimized with the hardware, so you don't get the feeling of the 90 Hz refresh rate. Other than that, the display in general is acceptable. Now, my experience in the hardware, I was not too happy about the performance of the phone, and I feel a MediaTek 6835 chipset doesn't help the phone to give you the best and the most smooth experience due to the low specification for the processor. I did Geekbench and the phone show very low score. I'm also trying to play low graphic games, medium games such as Need for Speed, and it seems like it plays just okay with 30 FPS, and Devil May Cry pretty much was not playable and the phone struggled a lot. So overall speaking, if you want to buy this phone to make daily phone call, text messages, applications such Facebook, social media, I believe you will be fine. If you want to rely on the phone to play video games with heavy graphics, I highly recommend to consider different device. Now on the other hand, we have 128 GB of internal storage, something really nice to see, especially with a budget phone like this. 4 GB of RAM in my opinion was not enough. I would like to see 6 GB. Due to the low performance of the processor, it will enhance the hardware performance in general. Now the battery, and I believe the battery is the best performer here on this phone. It offers very long time for the phone. I've been using the phone for almost 14 hours of screen on time. It depends, it will be from 12 to 14 hours of screen on time, which is great in my opinion. And also the charging speed is decent, so you're gonna expect to fully charge the phone from 0% to 100% around hour and 40 minutes, which is great for such a phone like this with 18 watts. And I believe all of this good performance of the battery due to the battery optimizing from TCL, and also the phone doesn't offer high processor, the phone doesn't have powerful display. This also will help the battery to give you a great performance. I was very satisfied with the battery performance. Now last but not least will be the camera. I have tested the back camera and the front facing camera. Unfortunately, I was not happy with the performance. Based on the specification, I was very excited to see the outcomes from the camera. Unfortunately, if you're taking pictures under the dark situation, the phone will force you to turn the flash on, and the phone doesn't have night mode, so you're gonna end up with very poor quality pictures if you don't have enough light. Under medium light, the camera will improve the performance. You're gonna take decent pictures. It's still not too shabby, but to a certain point, they're gonna be acceptable. Now, during the day or when you have a lot of lights, the camera will take decent pictures, but I have noticed that the pictures come foggy, so it seems like the lens doesn't balance the light that comes to the lens, which is bring a lot of issues. The video recording, as I said, I was not satisfied with 30 FPS, but the nice thing that the phone offer ultra wide and up to 2x optical zoom, and if you want to force the zoom you can get up to 4x zoom, but the picture will be cropped and the quality is not going to be any good. Now my experience with the front facing camera, if you have enough light you can take portrait pictures, as well as you can take portrait pictures on the back camera, but it's nice to see that on the front facing camera. So you're not going to have a lot of issues with the front facing camera. Same problems we have on the back camera. When you take pictures outdoor, I feel the camera doesn't balance the light that comes to the lens, and then you're going to end up with foggy pictures. So overall speaking, the camera performance was poor and acceptable to a certain point if we're going to take the price of the phone in the consideration. Now in conclusion, the TCL 50XE, it's not a terrible device. It's acceptable to a certain point. Yes, you're not going to get the best camera outcomes. You're not going to get the best pictures, of course. You're not going to get the best performance for the hardware. But if you're spending $79, you may consider the Moto G 2024. The phone goes with the same price. It's 5G, but it offers way faster a processor. If you guys are interested in this phone, or the Moto G Play 2024. I have made full review video. I will leave the link in the description box. You can watch the other video as well. that will give you more details about the Moto G 2024. So if you are between this phone and the Moto, since both go with the same price, $79, I highly recommend to watch both videos and pick the right phone for you. That was very much it. Thank you so much everyone for watching. Please help me with that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. As always, we will talk to you in another video.